ochichi no tareru. Like a phoenix emerging from the ashes of a year and a half long death, we return for season 2 of the nationally syndicated podcast, Sugoi Kakkoii.
World renowned.
Wow. World class. The gang is back together, everybody, and it's a little magical. I kind of feel that it's in the air, and to commemorate it, we are all in the same room together right now recording this.
We're holding hands as we speak.
Which is something we haven't done in ever. We've never been in 2 feet of each other at the same time.
We're at kissing distance.
Now, currently, I'm looking and making sure that Caden did not just script that entire thing, because that was a little bit too well done. Whatever, it's fine.
So, a lot has changed. We're all still the same friends, but college has brought us apart. But I think at the same time, anime's brought us together. In the end, and I know took Japanese like an absolute weeaboo. So I do know kind of Japanese a little bit now, so I can make fun of these 2 Asian people who do not know the Japanese language.
I mean, I got a haircut that makes me look Japanese. So.
You actually kind of do.
Yeah, I could pass.
Yeah.
So.
She doesn't take her shoes off.
You're a little too tan.
Okay, well,
you are a little too tan.
I was waiting for. Okay, yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Greg, and actually, I could if you put a Korean person and a Japanese person in front of me, I probably couldn't tell you the difference. Well, Chinese people kind of have narrower eyes.
That is true. In college, you learn. Oh my god.
Yes. Oh my god. There's so many. Dude,
Chinese
why do so many Chinese people go to America for schools, dude? There's at least 30% of the people who go to my school are Chinese.
Honestly, probably just.
That's why they're in B tier level when it comes to ranking Asian countries. Well, based off of my.
What is the Philippines?
They were like F. No, they were like F or something. She actually did rank. She did.
We're like 100 years behind every other civilization on Earth.
So, as any reasonable person would figure out, this is an anime review podcast in which we review anime. So typically, our old format was we would do the top 3 rated anime first season from Mal, and then we would take 3 sleeper picks. We're a little more lazy thanks to college. So I forget. We either did top 2 for Mal and 3 picks. I think that's what we did.
Yeah,
we did top 2 for Mal, 3 of our picks. The only rule was we couldn't pick like continuations of series or direct sequels.
Yeah, so we couldn't watch like Danmachi.
Yeah, we're not watching Danmachi or whatever the fuck is what else is happening now.
Bakugan. I don't know.
Ongoing. Isn't Attack on Titan season 3 part 2?
I thought it was ending, right?
I
thought it was still ongoing.
I don't know. I just caved in and read the manga.
Okay, as I'm talking recording, I'm clueless.
Okay, so so the docket for that is we usually read the docket because we're absolutely cool people. Man, it just feels good to be back. It feels good to be back, guys.
It's nice looking at the screen and Audacity, like taking it. It's cool looking. Look at it.
All right.
Cool looking.
All right. So the docket is Dr. Stone, the mom isekai. We'll get to this name in a little bit. I have a bone to pick. Vinland Saga, Ari Futera. It has a subtitle, but I'll get to that later because that's also dumb. And Fire Force. That is the docket. So Dr. Stone, mom isekai, Vinland, Ari Fureta, Fire Force. I think I said it right.
We sprinkled the trash in there just.
We tried to alternate, not the spoilers, but we tried to alternate trash with good.
Oh dear God.
So
I mean, I don't know what you're calling trash, but the mom anime is.
We'll get to that when we get to that. But for right now, we're starting with Dr. Stone. We try to go approximately 10 minutes for this.
We're never.
So,
right. We're supposed to say names? Whatever. That's fine.
Yeah, if you don't know who we are, watch season 1. The first episode is bad quality, but we do get better mics in the second episode.
I would suggest the last 2 episodes. I think those were like.
We're gonna my favorite early season episode. I don't know. This is kind of like a circle jerk now, but my first episode was episode 3, where it was like Death March stress disorder. I thought that was pretty funny.
I like the one where
the voice acting one.
It has like the most views because of Greg.
Pretty much anyone
because of clickbaiting.
Yeah, it's clickbait.
And anyone that has Greg mistaking traps for women.
Oh dear God!
I still send Greg's photos from that anime.
That's still my legacy from a year and a half later.
Tonkatsu ramens.
Jesus Christ.
So yeah, we recommend you do that. But
anyway, Dr. Stone.
Dr. Stone. Okay, so this is on the coveted. Kaden has read this manga before, and this is because I'm a huge, gigantic Shonen Jump fanboy, and I'm wearing a Hunter x Hunter shirt right now. And but you know, actually, while I do have bias for the series, there is a thing in the community, the Shonen Jump community, that they call it Dr. Push, because Shonen Jump really, really wants this to be a big series. They really, really want it to be a big series. They give it like color pages like every other week. It's crazy.
Dang.
And it's a good series, but like they definitely really like. I mean, contrast it with like Kimetsu, which also just had an anime. They got like no pushing, but it's still like ranked number 2 because people love it so much.
Yeah.
But I think it's good overall. What are you guys' general impressions?
So definitely a lot of suspension of disbelief in the first.
Look who's this coming
15
from.
minutes.
Look who's this coming from.
Jesus Christ! I mean, like.
He's basically you, Greg.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I don't know. I thought it was a really good. It was a really interesting concept. They spent like 5 minutes getting to know characters that then turned to stone. Spoiler about that.
Dude.
What characters? We've only learned about the big guy.
I guess so.
Okay, alright. So I'm going to warn you now. Senku is absolutely the MC. It is not Taiju. They will make you think it is Taiju. In this very... I don't know how long... I mean, I read the manga. I don't really know where they're going to stop this season. But you will see, like, halfway through this season, I can guarantee that Taiju will disappear. He will not be...
Wait, Taiju is the smart guy, right?
No,
he's
Taiju's the dumb guy.
Senku is the
smart guy.
Senku's
Which
the smart guy.
reminds me, I have absolutely no idea how Taiju grew a beard. But
because he's a Chad.
Senku's literally
beta
Senku's
his
got
hair
the
did not
jeans.
change.
He's got the baby jeans.
He's a baby
the two
male.
like hair. Oh my gosh, that was
So the studio that does this is TMS 8pan, which is an absolutely like legendary, huge, really old studio. They did like Detective Conan. They did Lupin the Third.
Lupin the Third.
They've done Western series like Batman. Like they do a lot.
Batman
of stuff.
Ninja.
No, they did like actual like Western like Batman the animated series. They actually animated it.
Wait, short intermission. You guys seen the Lupin the Third like movie trailer, right? There's a CGI movie coming out.
Yes.
Lupin the Third.
I
It
did see
looks
that.
really good.
Yes.
Oh boy.
I would watch. Never even watched Lupin the Third yet.
But like, so when you see that, it's like, okay, they obviously know what to do with big properties, and I think this is obviously a big property. But I mean, in terms of animation, it was kind of like, I mean, it's also like it's not like a battle shonen. It's like it's basically like the pseudo sport shonen, which is like where Food Wars lies, where it's like a competition where you're not fighting, but it's like basically...
That is one thing I was wondering about, because I was very confused as to, like, I went in with almost everything here in the docket completely blind. So, I was really confused, I guess, about what I was getting myself into. Like, basically, for the first, like, episode, it seems like you're just watching Civilization. Like, and they have, like, Adam and Eve references, and you're just like, oh, okay, I'm just watching a game of Civ happening right in front of my eyes, and they're in the ancient era, they're just progressing rapidly, and then all of a sudden you're hit with the opening at the very end, and then I lose all certainty on what the show is about, because you go from two characters that seem pretty comfortable with where they are, to like a million in this opening, and I'm like, oh, okay, this somehow turns into God knows what. I'm just...
There's definitely conflict. There's reasonable conflict that does come up. This series is just multiple shark jumpings over and over and over again.
Gotcha.
But I mean, like, it's also a shonen series. Like, of course, like, it's like when Food Wars does food controls the world. Obviously, it doesn't. But in that world, it does. Yeah. So it's the same thing. It's like, okay, science is cool. Obviously, nobody in their right minds would be able to do this ever. But it's cool because we can imagine it is.
Fair enough.
I don't know. When I first watched it, like, I messaged Kaden after the first episode, and I was like, I don't get the charm of this anime, because, like, I have to watch a whole civilization like build up, and I'm not interested in the characters as much. I don't know. It's just like the duo between the smart guy and the beef guy is like overused.
Yeah, no, it's not gonna.
Also, the character design is like really fucking me up. There's like lines coming out
like
this.
Odd.
Yeah, the thing is like, oh, when they break off, it doesn't even make sense. Like,
Yeah,
I
the stone thing
like,
doesn't make much
it's like
sense.
it's like you break off at like one point and that point's black, but then the rest of your body's like normal.
Since you've
I don't really
read the manga, do they explain about like the stone, like reasoning why they turn the stone or not?
Well, I'm not gonna
like...
spoil it, but
I mean, like I'm asking you if they touched on that theory.
They like the only thing the manga has gotten so far in regards to that, and it's what's happening right now. Like right now in the manga, they're working on it. Is that they've seen people actively use the stone turning power.
Oh.
They've seen people use it, so now they're trying to steal the thing.
So there's like a magic concept to this.
Well, they don't know. Like the whole point of this thing is like, there's nothing that can't be like explained by science, Morty. It's freaking all science.
Wait a second.
Oh my god, that's what reminds me. He reminds me of. Oh my god, that's the show that we're really about to watch.
Wait till we get to the Sedgwick soft part of the
Morty.
It's Rick and Morty.
Oh my god!
And he's yelling at Kaiju, who's Morty. It's all science, Morty. I have it all makes sense. Shut up, Morty. I know what I'm doing.
I can't feel my legs.
Oh my god!
But no, I think they nailed his Seiyu. Like I think that's exactly what I pictured his voice being. Everyone else was like.
Voice acting was pretty solid for a whole 3 characters.
I mean, yeah. Like the thing is, what I was saying earlier is like the animation's like, it's not. I'll spoil. There are fights later, but like, from what I've seen so far, where it's just this, it's like okay. It's not great. Like it's just like there's a scene where Taiji's walking. It's just like the up and down bobbing thing. It's like okay.
Well, I can't see any
fights. Alright, this is your first episode.
Yeah, I can't like.
Are they gonna chuck like rocks at each other?
I'm not gonna spoil it. I'm not gonna spoil it. It's an interesting series. Yeah, I do recommend getting invested in it.
I do kind of agree with Cam there. I don't know if the first episode was worth the amount of hype. At least like coming from someone that's going completely blind.
Yeah.
Caden might crucify me.
But
like the first episode did not see representative for number 1 on MAO.
It's definitely all manga hype. I am going to tell you, like and it's going to be that way for a couple episodes.
Okay.
I'll tell you. I'll shout out. He's in the intro. I'll shout out when my favorite character shows up because he's like the best part. I hope they nail his Seiyu too.
Oh boy.
Well, he's awesome.
I mean, yeah, like at this point, for me at least, it seems like this thing could go anywhere, which I suppose is a good thing. Yeah. But also, like. I did not think that this would be a shonen.
Yeah.
Like I was completely clueless as to what Dr. Stone was, and the last thing I expected was a shonen out of this thing. So I guess this is gonna be a kind of
it has to be good because Crunchyroll is like giving an advertisement.
Yeah,
to
it is true.
Yeah, they're really like, doctor pushing. They're doing doctor push right now.
Fire Force.
Yeah.
So.
Oh my gosh.
Well, they know it's a cash cow because the manga's a cash cow.
Yeah.
Well, as far as like. I mean, anything compared to One Piece is like it's nothing. But like One Piece is literally like a third of the entire manga market. It's ridiculous. Like look it up. It's ridiculous.
Damn, it makes sense though. I don't know. I think I like where it's going. I think for the first episode, I'm like a little bit above lukewarm, but there hasn't been enough to get me.
You're getting your toes dabbled in the water.
Yeah, I guess so. Like, there's nothing bad about it.
I don't think it's hit the good part.
Yeah, there's nothing so far bad about it, but I'm not like super excited yet.
It wasn't as good as a first episode as Vinland's.
Yes.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that later.
I thought the OP sounded pretty good. I think it sounds like the people who did the Haikyuu. One of the Haikyuu openings.
Why are you looking at me? I've never watched it.
You never watched Haikyuu?
Never watched. Okay. A lot of people think I would have watched it.
I guess I'm the only person.
I feel
I'm
like
assuming the anime if it turned.
Haikyuu's good. You guys should watch it.
Sports anime.
You never watched any sports anime?
No, I said I would be into
you would like Baby Steps. It's the tennis one. You would like Baby Steps.
No, you would like Ping Pong the animation.
Ping Pong's
I have watched Ping Pong the animation. That is a good.
See, okay, everyone has to watch that one.
Well, no, even if you don't watch sports.
Now, for all of Arianna's Instagram followers, I will say that she has watched Free. So
that's what I've been saying.
I watched the first
sports anime
I watched the first season of Free, but then it was too gay. Like I lasted Yuri on Ice. I could not last Free. It was that gay.
Shit.
Wait. Yeah, I could not.
Free is that gay.
Episode in the bathtub.
Free is that gay.
Yes.
This is not homophobic. I love gay people. Not that I'm a gay person. I love gay people. I could watch Yuri on Ice. Free was a little too gay for me. Like I felt like a little too gay watching Free.
And by that, he meant that he was getting hard and was worried about what was happening.
I was very conflicted.
Oh boy. Okay.
I had to go watch the hot girls lifting weights anime to make myself feel better.
That's a good anime. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
God, the year and a half
That
gap.
was
So much
Has it
good
been 10
anime.
minutes? Has it been 10 minutes?
Yeah, it's been about 10 minutes.
Okay,
Don't
so
even get me started with the workout. Yet.
okay, so we're on to.
Look at that.
So this is the mom isekai. I'm not gonna be calling it the mom isekai because this anime, this series has the audacity to call itself Sujo Kogeki ga Zentai Kogeki ga de Nikai Kogeki no okaa-san wa suki desu ka. This is what the anime is calling itself, which roughly translates to do you like your mom and her 2-hit multi-target attacks? Whatever. You think you're being cute. You think you're like, oh, we're going to get the Konosuba shortening and people are going to think we're awesome. You're not. Fuck you. I'm going to be calling you Sujo Kogeki ga Zentai Kogeki de Nikai Kogeki no okaa-san wa suki desu ka.
Okay.
You asshole.
For us
that is what you deserve.
non-Japanese speakers, we would refer it to as okaa-san online. Okaa-san online.
Oh dear God.
This is
funny story about this one. Caden, when he was telling me what the docket would be for this season, he told me the name of it was Momcest, and I had not been paying attention to the group chat that Aryanna, Caden, and I are in. So I just looked up Momcest anime.
No.
So much hentai.
No.
You could have just
So
looked
much
up
hentai. And see, then I was like, oh, okay, I'm an idiot. Might as well just put Momcest Isekai anime. Didn't help. So I had to like go through MAO and just look up like what in the world is he talking about. Surely I'll know it. And then of course I actually went past it when I was trying to look at Mao because I couldn't believe. Although now looking back at it, I should have believed it that the mom looks younger than the main character.
Well,
Their siblings is a siblings isekai now.
Oh dear God!
Honestly, I don't know why didn't you.
See, okay.
It's obviously obviously, there's no elephant in the room there. It's very obviously a fetish anime. There's no covering that.
Yes, that is incredibly obvious. But what I think is hilarious is I actually was more entertained by this than perhaps any of the anime on our docket. Granted, none of them are comedies.
See, okay,
but
wait.
I was actually like snorting while I was because
Were
just
you blowing that hot air out of your nose?
Like how like absurd and
that's the thing. They are aware to an extent that they are ridiculous.
Yes,
they are because they're doing the Konosuba like they're deconstructing isekai. It's like they're gonna have a harem, but it's like it's gonna be dysfunctional and crazy, and it's also like it's messing with the tropes. Whatever.
Yeah.
The difference is Konosuba isn't a fetish show. You could be like, the girls have weird, that's fetish with that. But those aren't the main attractions to Konosuba. You're not going there for specifically a very specific degenerate.
But
thing.
the whole charm of the girl characters are their fetish is connected to it. So Megumin would be for the lolicons, and then you would have Darkness for the big. What was she into?
Sadomasochism.
Yeah, masochism. And then you have Aqua for the retards. So, basically, there is fetishism
I get.
Same thing for No Game No Life, because he has a little sister.
The difference. Self-aware.
I don't think that's awesome either. I think No Game No Life is especially the part where they shoot the panties off. I think that's a little weird. But there's no. It's not. You cannot say or defend me in literal incest anime.
Mom.
I heard that at the end of the manga, the anime thing, they get to go. I mean, I'm not saying I'm not being real about this, but I heard that they get to go home and actually smash it. So
no fucking way.
I'm waiting for it. We have to actually finish this show.
No fucking way. Are you serious?
Because that's the whole moral. That's the whole moral of the story, right? That's the whole moral of the story. Because the first episode.
You're messing with us.
The first episode is the guy. He hates his mom, and his mom is trying to make him love him. And at the end, he's like, I come in terms with my mom, and I do love my mom. And to an extent, it would be like some sort of Oedipus Rex kind of story, and then they come home with... I don't know. But that's what I heard.
Okay, look.
I heard something goes on.
Enough about allegories. Let's just get to the meat of it.
Let's talk
about the plot.
Before we do that, when we cover the studio, it's JC staff infection. And people know them because they're a big studio. They've done Toradora. They've done Rail Decks.
That's a good.
They've done Food Wars. They're not. They're not.
Okay, so it's
bad.
I see it going downhill.
Yeah.
Toradora, you're already at a big
They're a studio that's had hits and misses, and I don't want to be the fucking Nostradamus of if this is going to be a good anime or not. Probably not. But I think Greg has some gripes with it.
Well, see, okay, it's not really gripes. It's more like I've never had a more dislikable protagonist.
Oh my god, he's such
an idiot.
Yeah.
And he's
he
disowns his mom in the first 20 minutes of the show.
That gets me because they played that off very seriously. They played it off like you should be emotionally like. Obviously the guy's a dick, and obviously you get mad at him. But the emotion was supposed to be pity towards the mom, which is a very weird to throw in your supposedly comedy isekai anime.
Yes. So this is like my problem I have with this show is that the mom character. It tries to be self-aware, like Hayden was saying, but the reason why they fail is because they fuck up writing the mom character to such a terrible, this is such an unrealistic mom character. It's it's like basically the Mary Sue of moms. But what makes it painful is that if this wasn't a mom character, what's her name?
Who?
The mom.
Momoko.
Momoko. I feel like she would be in the running for best girl,
and the kingdom of Mamalia.
Yeah, Jesus Christ!
So this is an actual mom anime.
This
is a good anime to sit down and watch with your mom.
No, this isn't just there's one fetish girl. This is the entire premise is circling around her being his biological mother.
So yeah, it's just too crazy because if this wasn't. If the entire point wasn't mom-cest, and there was just those two characters, and you just removed the familiar, it would be
a mediocre to decent comedy isekai.
Better than Death March, hands down.
Oh, that's not very hard.
But admittedly, when you start off with that kind of fetish,
that's like starting off below zero. That's not a fair start.
Wait, there are some scenes that pull to Death March, like that one scene where it's like, oh, this game hasn't finished the character models yet, so everyone looks the same. I'm just like, oh my god, that's a Death March movie.
That's literally we're too lazy to draw these characters.
Yeah. They spent we haven't
seen a CGI fight yet,
and they obviously don't have a budget. I don't hate the character designs as much as that pains me to say that the mom design actually looks cute.
The kid already has the hentai haircut.
Yes, he absolutely does.
He's a couple of bangs away from hiding his eyes.
Shirase is a cute character. I like the character. They're not bad. The animation's pretty bad, but at least there's no CG that's Ari Furureta.
Yeah, I just really hope that they make the mom the main character instead of fucking Matsuo.
No, it's going to be
it's not. It obviously isn't. He's obviously supposed to be the self-insert.
I know,
that's the whole point.
It should be, because that would, at the very least, I'd be more entertained. Already, I'm kind of entertained just by the ridiculousness of this concept. It's a ridiculous show, and it's also terrible, but it's a ridiculous show, and it's funny. It's not so cringeworthy that I don't want to keep watching it. I actually wanted to watch the next episode just to see how.
At least, I think the thing is they don't. If they took itself seriously on top of also being a mom-cis anime, we have a very, very, very big problem.
Wait,
a very, very, very big problem.
You know what they could have made the anime better is because there's gonna be more girls, right? So it's gonna be a rather much like a harem anime. What they could have done was have more pairings of child and mom, so we'd have a different set of different moms with different personalities, rather than have some sort of bland piece of white sliced bread as a mom.
You're saying his harem should have just been MILFs, is what you're saying.
Yeah, but he wouldn't have to be the only child. We could have other kids with their moms, because I feel
that's freaking degenerate. You crazy Asian person. Your reaction to the mom-cess anime is we should have more of mom-cess within the series.
There is another anime that
applies
itself as almost a hentai that was airing a season ago.
You're not just saying add more moms. You're saying add more mom and child relationships.
Think about your words.
Think about where I'm going with this, okay? There was another series that came out last season, and it was a teacher, like, fetish anime. So it'd be like a student and a teacher, and it'd be like a different, like, student-teacher kind of pairing. So it'd been cool if there was, like, a different mom and child kind of pairing. I don't know. It would have just been a little bit more interesting than just having a mom and then other girls to play around with the guy, which lusts over the guy, and the girl would be, like, you know... You know what I'm talking about, right?
Okay, look, see, the thing is...
Yeah.
Like, okay, objectively... We all know this is a bad idea, but the thing is, at this point, the isekai trope has gotten so stale that admittedly, Aryanna's idea has a point that probably could have been more entertaining.
Like, it's just a horror
Even
man.
though
I heard Kyoani's hiring.
Yeah.
No! I mean,
too fucking soon.
I mean, I heard there's some open spots, right?
Yeah.
Like,
oh dear God.
Sorry,
I
we
could
might
be
have
the
to cut
director.
that out.
Oh dear God.
So I think that was 10 minutes. I think that was 10 minutes.
All right, onto greener pastures.
Literally, Finland.
Oh,
Finland
boy.
Saga. Okay, so this is also on the coveted Kaden has read this manga list.
Oh, okay.
It is still ongoing. It is a monthly seinen. So it's a little brutal, real. It's not like Berserk level. I usually try to describe it as like a light Berserk. Like there's gore, there's violence, but it's not like...
It's Viking Berserk.
Well, no, like it's not even like Berserk's like it gets like grotesque, like how much gore is in Berserk. This is like, I'm not gonna say it's tasteful. It's not. It's not. But like it does as much as it will need to as the story goes on. And another interesting thing that I didn't know until I looked up like characters later is that a lot of the characters in the series are real people. Like they really actually existed.
They come out with Leif Erikson.
Yeah. Like obviously Leif Erikson, but Thorfinn is a real person who existed, and I recommend not looking it up because it is going to spoil what happens. But he is a real person who actually existed, and he also has done stuff.
So this is like a Hetalia Berserk crossover.
No, it's not Italian because they're not representations. They're the actual physical one.
Is Thor's a real character?
I mean, like the guy, whatever that guy did is not what Thor's did, but like the real Thor's, the dad of Thorfinn, is a real person.
Dang. Yeah, I don't know. I really liked this first episode.
It was so good.
It was so good.
Finland is such a good series.
I
did cry. This is one of the few series that I have cried reading it, and they're not gonna get to the part that made me cry in this season. They're not.
Well, I mean, they've already blasted 3 episodes the first day.
And I think I was really confused, but I think I know what they did. It's like the first episode is great, and it can stand on its own, and I think you should watch it kind of segmented. But I think the reason they paired it is because they kind of deviated from how the manga did it, in the sense that
I heard it started like halfway.
Yeah,
it's not like the
in
beginning
media
of the
res
manga.
the manga started with is like it would be spoilers if I told you in the first episode.
Yeah.
That's how they structured it. So I think they wanted the third episode by that to get to the point where this main part of the story is going to be happening, which I understand because this is a very, very story driven show.
Yeah.
And the studio is Wit Studio, who are you?
Oh,
They made Attack on Titan.
Oh.
Attack on Titan. They're the Attack on Titan series.
No, I'm gonna have to edit out that long silence.
Come on, guys.
We are idiots.
Wow, guys.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I mean,
so I mean, like.
Let's play some elevator music.
Well, that's it's
thinking music.
Dun, dun, dun.
oh,
But like it really clicked with me when I read that because it's like, oh, this like on top of the animation style, it's also like it's directed very much like Attack on Titan is, which is good because I think it's very well directed. It's a very well directed series.
Yeah. Gosh, I don't even know where to begin. I think, funnily enough, that this had the best action. I thought that Fire Force would, but I actually like the action of Vinland more than Fire Force, which is kind of funny.
I'll speak in defense of Fire Force.
All right.
We'll get to it.
But yeah, like the other thing was like I really just like how this was directed. Like they just really threw you in. Like without hesitation, I was just like, "What?" Like that. Yeah, it was. I don't know how to describe it because I can't use the English language
do like this
apparently,
contrast of like you have some peaceful meadow and then you like snap and then switch into like some gory shit.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's so
pretty
cool.
freaking intense. I will say that
very tasteful CG. It's literally basically not noticeable.
Yeah, it was.
You had to be looking for it.
Yeah, no. So like, it's so weird because like the animation, you can sort of tell that something's off, but it's not bad. But like you can tell that maybe it might be CG, but like you almost don't believe it because it's not bad.
It looks so good on fights, especially on like ships, because there's so much
happening
in the water, and then they do certain pannings where you would see in different angles of the ship, and it's like really cool.
Which was incredible. The first action sequence, the entire cinematography was gorgeous. Oh my gosh! I thought the entire like the first like slave sequence, where Thor's daughter was like, "Why don't we have a slave?" And then she calls Thor's daughter.
Ilva is actually a waifu.
She is best girl of the season.
She is actually
now.
A waifu for sure.
Like, just completely disregard the mom because she's nothing compared to who she is. Yeah. This girl, I don't even remember her name. What was it? Helga?
Ilva.
What?
Ilva.
Wait, so why did Thor say Helga in the beginning?
I think that's his
wife or something.
Oh, so who's the
daughter's Ilva.
Oh, but
yeah, he even wrote it down.
Okay, I think the wife is Helga. I forget. No one cares about the wife because she's kind of boring.
Rip.
Doesn't she die? I don't know. I feel like she dies.
She actually doesn't. I mean, that's technically spoilers, but she doesn't die.
Okay.
Alright, I'm looking forward to not seeing her die.
Thor's daughter is like so comical. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, she's dope.
Yeah.
She's definitely the best girl.
Oh my god.
For now.
Hilarious. I also think that just like
wink.
I don't know. I also think it was kind of the entire like slave arc was pretty just interesting because I like how.
So you're into slavery.
No, I liked how like he bought the slave.
Last season you're into traps, and now you're into slavery. That's kind of.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you now. This isn't even the best part of the series that has to do with slavery and freedom. Like the narrative themes of Vinland Saga are very good. Yeah, I think that partly owns to them being based on real people and like history is like the best story.
Is the antagonist of like the first like episode, is he real? Like an actual like a real person?
I'm pretty sure. I think most of the people in this series are real. Like most of the named main characters are real people who actually existed. Yeah. I know for a fact a lot of them are, which I recommend not Wikipedia any of these people because it does spoil it for you. It will tell you kind of. I mean, the series isn't over. Like you still know how like the arc's gonna end, like how it's gonna end because it's history. It's really happened before.
Yeah, I don't know. I just really like the whole narrative about it because like it doesn't hold back. Like I was expecting that like the slave that they saved and guaranteed the freedom of like would live on and be happy, and then it's just like dead. And
he died.
And then he died after he gave up 8 sheep.
Yeah, there's all the sheep.
All
which made Yoga cry, and I didn't want to see your cry.
Oh my gosh! Like. But that's like so real. Like I was expecting to have to suspend some disbelief, which granted, like some of the action is a little bit ridiculous. But
yeah,
like
that's definitely.
But like the actual like
but
plot
that's for a good reason.
Was very realistic, which I was completely caught off guard.
Chopping through guys on a massive
that's
ship in one
reason,
swing.
though.
Yeah.
In comparison to our heroes.
Wow.
The anime, the fighting there.
Like that's as far, like everything else is pretty much based in reality. Like there's no superpowers in Vinland Saga other than people being very, very good at killing people.
Yeah, God, Boris was a
I like the English OP and ED.
Oh yeah, is that like metal like hardcore?
That was Screamo. That was.
Yeah.
I'm reminded of Log Horizon. Season 2.
Database. Oh, the bad one.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Waiting
for season 3.
I hope the fight animation stays this quality because there are a lot of fights in Vinland Saga, and they need to be animated that good. Because if they are animated that good, this is going to be hands down the best series of the season.
Ooh,
calling it now.
Big words right there.
Well, like I said,
Dr. Stone and Fire Force is like being pushed by Crunchyroll.
Admittedly,
you're right.
I don't know. Vinland did have a pretty good opening episode. I have to say, I'm invested. I'm very invested.
Good.
I didn't think I would be into Viking anime, but because not a big fan of AP Euro history, so
This is old. This is such an old. Like, it takes place in like 1000 AD, so it's like it's old enough that no one knows what happened unless you like researched it. Like it's not like, oh, you didn't know the French Revolution. Like,
they fight big monsters in this? Like,
no, it is not. I'm telling you,
there's no big monster.
No, it's not Berserk. And the only
unrealistic
thing,
because they were talking about big monsters in the first episode.
I know,
and how
because
they would,
those are real folklore things that exist.
Fall off the edge of.
No, it happens on Earth. They're real people. The only thing that's you have to suspend disbelief on is the crazy violence.
Huh. All right. Well, looking forward to it.
That's good.
Mm-hmm. Now, with our next one.
Yikes!
Oh boy.
Ari Fureta, Shokugyo de Sekai Saikyo.
From commonplace to world's strongest.
That's what it means.
Which is a stupid title.
That is very stupid.
Right off the bat from the title, it already sounds like Shield Hero. Or
this is a light novel. This is a light novel adaptation of an isekai anime in which the underpowered main character gets a power buff and becomes strong, most likely getting a harem of women in the process.
Great, I've never heard of an anime like that.
I've never heard of it. That sounds pretty... Okay.
This sounds really different.
So, like, look. Okay. Look. So, I went into this also completely blind. The only thing I knew about this... The only thing I knew about this was the poster art. And I had no idea what to expect. I was just like, okay,
I can't wait till it gets to iPad.
This is fine.
I've been waiting for that.
So I realized about 15 minutes in that I was literally just watching if Tokyo Ghoul and SIO had a baby.
And not a good baby. It was undesirable.
Okay, so...
here's the problem. Right, and I promise I
promise.
I promise I don't like this is not like representative of like my future taste, but legitimately I was entertained by this, even though I knew it was horrendously bad. Concept. I was entertained.
Like Death March entertained, or
no, like
you were invested in this
no,
story?
Not invested. I was just entertained. Like, in the same way that, like...
air out of your nose.
In the same way that, like, how you're entertained by SAO, even if you might not necessarily be, like, super...
When did we ever say that?
What do you mean, like, you mean, like, aesthetically you were pleased by
this pleases them.
I mean, like, when I watch SAO, it's like, the fun, like, Death March is, like, it's so bad it's not even so bad it's good, it's so bad it's I want to kill myself. Yeah. And it's funny because I reached that level. SAO is so bad it's good. And
no, I feel like you can get some entertainment out of SAO even though it's bad. Like Death March, like we keep saying that SAO is the bar for how bad something can be, but admittedly, like,
I mean, it has a it has a budget, which is fair, and the concept itself at the time wasn't ridiculous, but I mean, it's still like. Yeah, I mean, like I'd give it like a 2.
Wait, do you
I give Gun Guild
like okay, like I definitely think that Ari could do better without taking itself so seriously because
which is not going to happen because it's already taking itself too seriously.
It's taking itself way too seriously, and
too seriously.
So what I'm grasping is he's a blue mage who can like take monsters' abilities from eating them, like the one character from Final Fantasy IX can just eat people and get their powers. Which was an alright concept, but they don't explain it. Is it something everyone can do? Is it his job class, which is supposedly common? Has no one in this world eaten monsters before?
Eaten like a monster? Because that's what
Has no one with this very common class eaten monster before?
Because it made it seem like this was the first thing ever that happened in the fucking world. Because like he ate it, he's like, oh, I got the powers.
In a library. Why would that not be something in his own personal research of his class? Oh, by the way, you can eat monsters and you get their powers.
Yes, well, see, this is the thing. Like, after I watched the first episode, I was like, okay, I need to know more about what the origins of this thing is. And I thought that this was more of a Don Machi style, where it was like, you're in a fantasy world to begin with. No, this is actually an isekai.
Yeah, they do not explain it very well.
But they don't say it's an isekai outright. They just throw you in, and I guess that's their interpretation of show not tell. But this is an isekai where literally his entire class gets thrown in, and everybody has powers but him. which I suppose is.
Hey guys, can we talk about how he made a gun out of rocks?
Okay, yeah.
He made a gun out of rocks. He made a functioning gun out of rocks.
That looks good.
What? I don't know, dude.
Like
I don't know.
again, like this, like I know that this is just trash.
As Greg would say, suspend your disbelief.
But
believe.
like I don't know why, but I was still entertained, and I think the reason why
and you
is
were entertained.
Yes, I was.
It was a chore for me to finish watching.
Well, like here's this, but like okay, so I guess like
but you know what the real kicker is? The real kicker so the studio that made this, and this really explains to me. It was made by 2 different studios and then licensed by Funimation. One of the studios is Ash Reed, who fucking cares what they did? They did Mirai Nikki. That is all they've ever done in their entire career. Other studio is White Fox.
Okay, well.
That's Steins Gate ReZero. And they made this.
Wait, technically, in their defense, White Fox is doing shit with ReZero because ReZero is having a new season right now because they just released an OVA. So they probably got all the good staff members to work on ReZero, and then the rest undesirables are like, oh yeah, we have this thing that should be coming out like tomorrow. So you can do that.
I mean, like, okay,
there we go.
I mean, it's one thing to say like, oh well, the source material is good, but they put C-Team on it, so it sucks. I don't think you could give this a Bones or Madhouse. I don't think it's gonna get much better.
Like, yeah, again, like, I also thought that the main character narrated everything way too fucking much. Oh my god. Like, but like, what made it worse was that they wasted time animating, like, him talking to himself. Like, they didn't even, like, use...
Yeah, it wasn't even animating. It's just a shot of, like, half of his face, and he's in, like, the water or some shit. And his
lips are moving.
No, it's very much, like, it's a mess of production, and you can very much tell what studio is doing which scenes. When you switch from the fucking artful sketch where he's like getting blasted back to the dark overcast him in the pool to the fucking bright coloring fucking Death March him killing monsters. There's no cohesive like directorial vision for this project. They're just saying they're just throwing out whatever the fuck they want to, and they're getting this garbage piece of shit anime, which Greg apparently finds some merit in.
With that being said, okay, the reason why I probably find merit is because I've always like really enjoyed Tokyo Ghoul, so probably a little bit of
bias
and that anime
sentimentality.
I like the manga.
That's the only manga that I've actually read.
Yeah, the manga's actually good art.
But so again, like I'm pretty sure some part of me was subliminally thinking about Tokyo Ghoul. But the other thing is, if I took this episode as a complete whole, and I took the main character, who I forgot the name of, as like
it's
entire ridiculous arc as a complete whole, I'd say yes, this was painful to watch. But my strategy for watching this show was to completely forget everything that happened to him while he had black hair and only invested in the character that had white hair, and I was entertained. Because at that point, he had an interesting personality that went beyond, oh my god, my arm!
Yeah, like,
and it was
0 to 100 after eating some whacked up shit. Like, he's like, oh god, now there's something
if you
in that
forget,
like,
if you forget the first half of the episode and how he got there, you just remember, like, when he turned into a badass, like, you could say it's entertaining, which is why I considered it entertaining, even though I knew it was trash. Because I could if I just ignored the first half, it was interesting.
I would agree with you if they made sure to not tell you it was an isekai. If it was just fantasy and it was just him and white hair, I could see your point. Because it was still, like, the action wasn't, like, phenomenal, but it was, like, you could watch it.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't, like, the CG was pretty atrocious, but it wasn't the mainstay fight. Like, if the animals he was fighting had been CG, I think we'd have a way bigger problem.
Yeah.
But, like, the dragon, he wasn't really, like, fighting it. It shot some bullets. It was an awful CG, like Death Marshall. It wasn't like...
But the other thing is that he had, like, white-haired version of our protagonist is the same personality as Accelerator from...
white hair. What
and I liked Accelerator.
Also has white hair.
Fine.
Why?
So wait. none of us is like know the story, right? None of us is like
No,
read
it's a light
no.
novel. You read light novels?
No, you're about to.
Well,
pull
I
out
read. I think
the
you're
receipts.
Tyson. Wait. Okay. So two things can make this interesting, right? It could be like some sort of mystery. You know how he was questioning himself, like who would want to throw me out of the group?
So you think it's
and
not the very
save
obvious
me?
bad guy? It was like it's gonna be like the Chad Knight who saved him.
It could be like
and
a
who's
mystery
jealous
thing
that
where
he's getting the girl.
he tries to hunt for the group of people, or like the person who like kicked him out of the.
Which could
fucking
be
group.
Well, like a
Which
shield,
would be interesting
like a
because
shield
then-
hero revenge.
With the fact that he's all like Chad now, he would have like
so
that
like
Chad
shield, so
blood
just shield
flowing.
hero. So just shield hero.
Yeah, basically like
Basically.
that.
So you're
This
saying
is basically
this
Shield
anime
Hero.
would be better if it was a different anime.
It's Gun Hero. It's Gun
Let's go
Hero.
back here. There he is.
Oh my god, it
The
is!
fifth hero. Who was transformed into the...
Yeah, but that would be cool, and he
Dude,
come back
imagine
in the group.
getting enough skills from eating a dead wolf that you can make a gun out of rocks. I think that sums up the series pretty well.
Oh dear God, I don't.
The series could be good by making it Shield Hero. That's really funny. I'm just gonna start saying like, this would be better if
This
it
would
was
be
this
good if it
other,
was-
this other story.
This would be good if it was like Sunscape.
If it was like a time travel thing, or like you could send messages
You know
back
that
to
you
the
know that
past.
one anime that was
It's like, that sounds
really
like
good
Sangate.
last
It should be
season?
Sangate.
We should do that, but just like violent characters.
Like this would be good if it was like a romance story about a war veteran young woman who is coming to terms with losing a loved one. Oh, this is like Violet Evergarden. It should be that one. You're right. It should be Violet Evergarden.
Oh my God.
So
Okay.
dumb.
Well, now we're on to the last.
The grand finale, the one everyone's hyping up, the one Crunchyroll is pushing, Fire Push,
Fire Force.
Fire
Fire
Force. Sorry,
Force.
it's a manga I haven't read. It's amazing. I know it's crazy.
Funny how you say manga.
Manga.
Okay,
I'd switch.
I was gonna say,
switch.
well,
I don't know. I'm not
yeah.
consistent. It should be manga, but I don't. And it's by the Soul Eater guy, the guy who made Soul Eater, who I'm pretty sure literally everybody is familiar with. Period.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the sharp teeth is very obvious.
Yeah.
I was basically this is the anime that I forced them to watch basically. 'Cause
Yeah.
This was my pick, right?
Arianna
It was
recommended
either
it.
this or the workout anime. And let me tell you, the workout anime has a lot of perks. So
Oh,
a lot of perks.
Or like a lot of pecs.
Are there
Oh, that's good. No, but for real, like, there's some massive muscles in that. Like JoJo is nothing compared to some. of the
Okay.
Yeah,
characters.
this is made by
On to
David
the
Production.
actual
JoJo! This is David Production who made JoJo. They made JoJo.
Oh.
Hey, you guys know this studio made JoJo? The studio made JoJo, dude.
I
They
know,
made JoJo.
because-
God, they did
Arianna
JoJo posted
reminded
this
me.
anime. Wait a second, this is JoJo?
Yeah, dude, this is JoJo.
You
This is still
told
Ball
me
Run,
this.
right?
No, dude, they JoJo pose at the end of the OP.
Oh,
And
yeah,
when it's
true.
the silhouette. When the silhouette.
And then at the end, it's just like, oh, by the way, guys, this is
Oh,
still
I
Ball
did
Run.
think that Fire Force had the best opening.
It had the best ED.
It has a really good.
It definitely has the best
Oh,
ED.
the
hands
ED!
down.
If you've not watched the
Have you-
ED,
have you
Greg,
not-
you are
have you not
missing
watched the
out.
ED?
Okay, I like
The ED is so good.
I like the ED.
Like,
I like the
take,
music.
Just take
I
out
like
the song,
music.
watch the. Just watch it.
Okay,
Watch
no,
nuns
I actually
pouring
like the
holy water on
song. What I
themselves.
didn't like was why are there so many nuns? I just gave up.
Well, okay, so
What
I
do you
like
mean
the
give
you
up?
have to know this.
What?
Well, I really like the art, but you have to know the Solia guy has a very peculiar aesthetic to him. He really likes like the crosses and the
Oh, yeah,
gothic
he's
architecture
basically
and stuff.
Hideaki Anno in terms of evangelical references.
Yeah,
I
he
assume.
he likes the Western kind of mystic stuff. That's why it's like
boy.
it's kind of like pseudo Christian at the whatever his fake religion thing is.
Yeah,
Huh.
I lied. This first episode
No,
is
it had
really.
it had a really good animation, which I was surprised. Like even it was pretty consistent too. I don't know if they blew all their budget because it is David Production and they kind
I mean,
of are known for
honestly, you
blowing
can just
budget.
take a scene of Bakugo jumping around, flying around, and then just change the hair color and stuff, and there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
He's a fireman.
Yeah. I have to say the costumes aren't really doing it for me.
I don't know. I think
I
Shinra
thought it
seems
was
pretty
cool.
cool.
It's blue stripes and they glow.
Yes,
That's
I
so
like
cool.
that.
Hey guys,
But they're so,
would you say
like-
the opening
okay,
was
look.
fire?
Yeah, like okay, look, right? Like
That's a good
I've had to suspend my disbelief enough for anime.
Well,
art
yeah, well,
in
this one is
general.
like a shonen. Of course, you're going to suspend your disbelief for
I
this
know,
one.
yes,
right?
but
Why you're coming
I
out with his
could've-
fucking ankles?
Yes, but that's suspending exactly. So I could have done.
When
I
the
could've-
fire guy came out of the train, I really had to
So,
stop
like,
and think
When
about
the
it.
guy
This
blew
serious.
up in the train,
So,
like, yeah,
but that being said, I could have done with them having less bulky fireman armor because
It's
it
an
just looks
aesthetic.
rad.
It's an
what do you
aesthetic,
mean?
right?
They have to. it's not just like firemen. They're like go in a burning building. They're engulfed in flames.
Yes, you can suspend your
I kinda
disbelief.
like it.
But all these pyrokinetics, I can suspend my disbelief that they have thinner freaking uniforms.
You mean like it would have
an
actual fire?
uniform?
Well, because not all of them have powers to fire. Because the commander
true.
and the second hand commander
but
don't have powers.
Personally,
Yeah,
the uniforms, I'm not digging the uniforms.
The nun doesn't have her. Okay,
Wait,
so I figured this out. The first gens are the monsters. The second gen are the ones that can control fire that already exists. And the third gens can make fire.
Can create fire. And the main character, Feet Bakugo, can control fire.
Yes, he is third gen, so he can make fire.
But
the mage chick, the one who has the wizard hat, is second gen, and the lieutenant classes is also.
Mai, or however you say
it is
right?
Mai.
Which is, in my opinion, possibly the best girl of the season.
No.
Yes.
I'm not feeling it.
I'm not feeling it.
I'm not feeling it.
Yeah.
How did you get enough from this like there were too many like
She got the shower scene. She got the shower scene.
Wait, what are you talking? I almost pulled this fucking thing.
What is wrong with you?
Oh god. Yeah,
I mean, I had to hide my laptop from some people when that shower scene showed up. But yeah,
You made mono channel, idiot.
What did you do?
What do you mean? I didn't do anything.
You made mono channel.
Oh my gosh. What? Okay.
Pause the recording.
Our audio just got fucked, but it's
okay.
fine.
Oh my god, Aryanna.
It's fine.
So mad that we called her a lesbian then. Mess up the mic.
Yeah, sorry, E-boys, but she's into women.
Apparently.
Dude,
Jesus Christ. Come on.
Yeah, sometimes I get that kind of fucking guilt when I see anime women on my feed. I'm like, oh, she's pretty cute. I'm gonna like it. I had to stop myself, unlike the photo, and realize that people are gonna think I'm lesbian.
Dude.
So.
Well, I did read the first chapter of this, like a long time ago, whenever it was like first coming out, and I remember they started in the factory. That is where it started. But I am kind of glad they did like the preamble where it's like actually introducing people. And they still did like the media res where it's like there's action happening, but then they also introduce people before they get to like the actual in media res that manga started with.
Yeah.
Which is good. I like it better than some other ones that think it's cool just to drop you in and not tell you what kind of story it is. Like not telling you Tenisekai or something crazy like something crazy like that. Like I don't know what story would do that.
Oh my god.
The narration kind of bored me to the point where it was almost
Yes.
RE level boring.
Yes.
Like
Okay. Fire Force. What it needs to stop doing, I get it. Like, there were I know we were trying to get emotional investment to the mom.
The sad backstory dragged on a little too long.
Like, 3 whole minutes of flashbacks every 5 seconds, which doesn't seem that bad until, like, you're actually watching, like, 10 seconds of flashback, 5 seconds of actual real-life things happening, 10 seconds of flashback, and you wait for this guy to finally, like, actually use his powers and defeat, we get to the action, and then finally it happens, and it's over in 5 seconds. It was, like, I've never been, like, because I had such high hopes. I was like, because like the first when he was like when he first uses fire powers, like it looks really cool.
Yeah.
I've never been more blue-balled by an action scene in my life. Like I was just like, wow, that is
crazy.
I was just sad. Like he just dodged a fire blast.
The ending
and then
scene
it was over.
I thought would be a lot more sentimental if they didn't push the fact that like all his backstories were like happening all in one episode. I feel like they were trying to do 2 things. They were trying to push that idea into that character so people know who he is. And so they wouldn't have to spend so much time in future episodes. So they wouldn't have to explain that and it would come reoccurring.
Like a front load it then?
Yeah, like they would just like push it down like a big fat pill and just push it down and just eat it.
Yeah.
But it hurt the first episode so much.
Yes, it hurt. That being said, it's not like it wasn't bad. Like I'm engaged
with I'm engaged with the world. I'm definitely interested in I don't know if it's gonna fall in the Soul Eater trap where it's like a very cool world that turned into a very very crazy boring story.
Yeah.
And I'm really hoping it's not. I mean, it's still going. It's on running, so I mean, it's still popular. I mean, it has an anime, but it's popular enough that hopefully it's not like that.
Hopefully.
Only some of the characters bore me. The chief, not much, but the second in command is really annoying.
He's supposed to be
like,
he's supposed to be like
he's supposed to be the
a gray.
strong,
He's supposed to be like the gray, like by the book.
And
glasses pushing.
I'd be guessing like he'd have some sort of like
Mhm.
grudge against like third generation people.
Yeah, probably. Like call him
he has a
devil
thing
and
for-
blah blah blah.
For feet Bakugo, so.
Is that what you're just gonna call him now?
Yeah, I don't know.
He
his
has a name. His name
It's
is
like
Shinra.
Shinso or
I'm the only one who writes names now.
Shinra.
Yeah, we're
Shinra.
kind of relying on
It's Shinra.
Hayden here. Shinra.
Captain Obi,
But
Lieutenant.
if you
No,
fight for
no.
the nun over Mai, then I can't talk to you because Mai
Nah.
Mai is like when you put those two girls together.
Is it because
right,
she's like
in
a little
one
buff?
scene,
Is that why you like?
Okay.
Oh,
like
that's why.
if you put them
Wait,
like
what?
side by
She's a little
side,
buff. She's a little
Mai
tone.
is like a full course meal compared to Nun. Cause like the Nun,
full course
then
meal.
if you compare it to the Nun is like a fucking dessert. She's like that. Nothing.
Jeez.
She's
Wow.
I mean, she has an ED full.
All right, and we
found.
I was wondering how we were going to get a title for this episode. Now I know.
What
Now
is
I
it?
know.
Aryanna
I'm
Ghostbusters?
What?
Gosh, I'll tell you. Gosh. Okay.
Well, I think that's
I think that wraps it up.
actually it.
So are we gonna do
guys.
like
Wow.
the ranking? Like
It kind of, I didn't know if I was gonna like not doing the 6-1. I think it still worked pretty well.
Yeah.
The formula holds up. We're still as funny as ever. A year and a half won't stop us. I don't know what you're laughing
Sure,
at.
our humor's a bit rusty.
I don't know what you're laughing at, but okay.
In the meantime, Kaden did win.
Yeah, I got
Best sense of-
my superlative was best sense of humor. So I'm not saying I'm carrying the show, but
And for all of Aryanna's loyal viewers, could you say what your superlative was?
Oh yeah, my graduating superlative from high school was anime connoisseur, which
they actually
is a thing.
they gave her a physical award. It was a real award that they physically gave her that had anime connoisseur.
It's a thing
written
that
on
they
it.
actually had to say in front of dozens of,
Yes.
of not students but also parents. They sat there. I had to go up physically.
That's very cringy now that you said it. It's funny that we're saying it as a joke right now, but that must be like the worst. If I had to do that, I would just end my life. Like I could not do that.
Oh my god.
I would have to pretend to not be myself, and it would be hard because our
Yeah.
class is very small,
Yeah,
and
we
everyone
are.
would know
Yeah, we
each
would
other.
know. It's like that's
But at least I have
Yeah,
something to brag about when I meet the anime man, Joey, one day. I would
got
be like,
anime
hey, I got an
Dude, we need to get him on the
anime-related
podcast.
superlative. So,
We're basically big enough that we could like shoot him a message.
Yeah.
Yeah, just sort of 300.
Well, what's your superlative, Greg?
The most likely to be a talk show host.
See,
You should change it to
that's
podcast.
That's more
yeah,
classy.
yeah, see,
That's
that's
more classy.
Yeah, that's in the realm of podcast hosts.
That's true. So definitely more
Wow,
classy.
See, look, it's all coming together. We have the anime, the humor,
my-
and the podcast expertise.
Wow.
I'm hungry. Okay, so what we usually end this with is a dot. Like we list for the week what we think their rankings are. I guess I'll go first. Well, this isn't saying anything. It's set in stone. Set in Dr. Stone. My rankings are Vinland, Fire Force, Dr. Stone, Sujo Kogeki ga Zentai Kogeki de Nikai Kogeki no okaa-san wa suki desu ka? Fuck you. And Ari Fureta.
that is a list that I
Wait
followed.
a second. Time out. You put Ari behind.
Yes, I agree with Kaden
because
too.
It's because I'm telling you why. It's at least self-aware enough that it's tongue in cheek.
All right.
I mean, it's still degenerate and it's still very bad.
Greg, it
but at
was
least
okay,
it
that
knows what
was
it's
all right.
now
on.
that was an anime that was entertaining to watch.
right, now
Not
let-
like
yeah,
Ari,
I
which felt like a
now let-
I enjoyed
chore.
watching.
Now let me hit you
I
with
enjoyed
my
watching it
rankings.
more than.
Let me hit you with my
Okay.
rankings. We've got Vinland at number one because there was only one
Literally
way that
everyone's
this is gonna
number
work.
one
Yes.
anime right now.
And then I have Fire Force.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then Dr. Stone. Then Ari
Okay. Wow.
at 4.
Well, you're
And
obviously
then
wrong.
Mom Cest at 5.
You're obviously wrong.
Perhaps it's because
Greg
when
hates
I
his
was.
mom.
Perhaps it's because
It's because
when I
he
was
can-
Greg hates his
looking
mom.
at
It's
the
because
Mom
Greg can
Cest anime.
self-insert. He can self-insert as the
Perhaps,
artist other guy.
perhaps it's because
He
when I
looks
was
just
looking
like
at the
him.
Mom Cest anime.
You're gonna see Greg dyeing his hair white
He
in the
looks just like
next
him. He's
episode.
gonna get the eye patch going. It's like I just really like it. I don't
Greg's
think
gonna
it's
eat his
biased.
dog and,
Oh my
and after this episode, gonna eat his dog and asking for powers.
Spray paint his
God. This is my life now. This is my life now.
Well, we don't have any traps for you to fall into.
But there's MILFs.
Christ, well, both of you seem to be interested in MILFs.
That's true.
I mean, it would have been better if we had more MILFs. MILF it up, baby. We will be selling shirts, MILF it up. MILF it up shirts soon on our Sugoi Kakkoii store. The SPS.
Yeah, we're also selling laptops.
The Twitter talk. Welcome back to.
We also have laptop stickers and.
Alright, you ready to hit us with your ratings?
Yeah, let's hear your list.
That's exactly Caden's list.
Oh wow,
Vinland,
it's almost like I'm good at this or something.
Yeah, I agree. I think okaa-san Online is better than Ari.
I honestly did enjoy
it's gonna
watching
be
it
like
more
that
than-
for
yeah.
the next couple episodes until Ari spins something around, makes it actually
maybe yeah.
not much
I'm not
of a tour to
like I
watch,
said, this is just for this week. Maybe next week's is gonna be like. I mean,
or you mean this week?
Yeah, well, we did delay this so we could record it like this. I'm sure the second one's probably like actual backstory. It's like, oh, this is we're showing the class and like the actual class.
At this point, I'm not interested to watch his backstory.
Honestly, at this point, I
there's
would
no
much
reason
rather.
to throw in a backstory for this guy because he's boring and bland when we first saw him.
I mean, like now his persona is what edgy man. He has
Persona.
Don't say persona.
No, not his persona. I mean his persona, like how the word is used before you weeaboo.
Whoa.
Wow.
Don't mess with Greg. He kicks a Joker. He's a Joker-kin. Don't mess with him. Also, a Makoto fan,
when you're an
Oh my
Asian
God.
when you're an Asian teenage male, you can basically self-insert as any anime character. That's what I've learned.
That's true.
It must be nice.
Except you can only do that now with modern isekai. You can't do it with actual like classics because you don't have brightly colored hair.
That's true. You could be Joker.
Which,
then.
yeah, you could be Joker.
You could. I couldn't.
I don't have curly enough hair, but
I could
perhaps.
get an afro.
We were just talking about it.
Yeah, we were
They
talking
can't
about
afro.
I can.
Go for it.
I don't know. It's a lot of work.
No fear.
I gotta get a pig
He's gotta
too.
drink. He's gonna drink a lot of milk.
It's not how afros work.
But that's how hair works.
Hair's dead skin. It's not.
Is that actually how hair works?
Hair's dead.
Milk?
It's only.
Hair's
It's
dead. Hair is dead like skin.
It's a theory.
You heard it
What
here
theory?
first.
What are you
Milk.
talking
Milk,
about?
chocolate
That's how-
milk. By the way, we will be
Choco milk.
we will be ranking chocolate milks.
Yeah,
really
by
soon.
the way, Aryanna will be selling anime bath water.
Anime girl.
I will be
bath
selling
water.
anime girl sweat from the reserved new anime that came out this season. How heavy are the dumbbells you lift, which is possibly the most stupidest title they have. In comparison to the okaa-san Online. Well, I probably forgot that. That and the
Fuck
stupid
you, there's no
if
one-
commonplace becomes strongest or the stupid
Don
art
Machi has a
ever fruit
retarded one too. I'm glad we're not doing that.
Oh,
one.
is it bad? The
actual
chicks in the
Japanese name is
dungeon?
Dungeon no Did Togi Tosai.
Is it bad to
It's
pick
ridiculous.
up chicks in the dungeon?
Call your series something normal. What is so wrong with calling your series something
Because there's so
normal?
many isekais out there. There's no
But
way
it's not.
to make
It's
it.
not like there's a series called Death March and a series called
I
Death
know,
March: A
but, like,
Parallel World Rhapsody.
At this point,
That sounds like the EX version you get from PS4
But
after
it's-
that PS3
at
one.
this point, like Isekai
Death
has to
March
put
like
everything
Death
out
March
there.
Pro.
Like at this point, like in order for Isekai to stand out, they have to put their like the consumer
title.
base that they're appealing to out there immediately. Like,
But that's just because you have a long title doesn't automatically mean you're an isekai though. It doesn't mean like
name another.
that's a good
Shield
point.
Hero.
Shield Hero is an isekai. It is an isekai. Shield Hero has a kind of long name.
Oh wait, are you talking about
the
like
actual
lo-
No, I'm
Shield
talking
Hero has
about
like a
name
colon.
an anime with a long title that isn't an isekai.
how heavy are the dumbbells you lift?
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that one
How
is an
heavy
isekai.
are the
That one's
dumbbells
just a
you
workout
lift?
one.
That is not an
That's,
isekai.
and that is also a very dumb name, which makes no sense.
And the
'cause, like,
okaa-san. Oh wait, no, that was.
That is an isekai.
Sorry, I thought it was a hentai. So.
Wait, what?
Oh.
Okay, we're
you
back.
guys are so dumb. Oh my god, you guys are freaking mongoloids.
Oh, we fixed it.
And not fix it.
All right, and on that note, I think. Oh my
That
god.
was really bad.
You
man.
really fucked it up. Well, way to go, Greg.
Wow, this is gonna be a pain to edit.
Well,
Anyway,
have fun,
that's
Greg.
enough
It's
for
like
me.
a way-
Yeah. Okay. So I guess that's. How did we sign off? Oh, fall in love with us again next week.
Oh my God!
That's a blast from the. That's a flash.
That's a blast from the past,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen.
Well, sign us off.
Well,
Could you count us down and boom, boom, boom.
fall in love.
You count. Do you not understand the words counting down?
Oh.
They imply numbers that are going to sequentially get smaller until the word is said.
All right, I get it. San, ni, ich.
Fall in love with us next week. Wink. Bye.